Thank you for choosing wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. The Hidden Power of Small Things. Have you ever wondered how something so small, so ordinary, could change the entire flow of your life? We often think of wealth and fortune as the result of hard work, big decisions, or once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Yet, across centuries of Buddhist wisdom and Feng Shui practice, there is a quiet truth that whispers otherwise. Sometimes the smallest objects, placed with the right intention, can redirect the river of destiny itself. One such object is the humble wind chime. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a simple decoration, a piece of art that moves with the breeze. But when understood properly, the wind chime becomes something much greater, a bridge between you and the flow of universal energy. With every delicate note, it awakens a vibration that clears stagnation, welcomes prosperity, and softens the unseen burdens pressing upon your home. Think for a moment about the bell of a temple. When it rings, it is not merely sound, it is an awakening. Monks have long used the resonance of bells to call wandering minds back to presence, to purify space, and to connect the human spirit with the vastness of the cosmos. The wind chime, though smaller and quieter, carries the same essence. It reminds us that transformation does not always come with thunder. Sometimes it arrives in whispers carried by the wind. In this journey, we will go deeper than superstition. We will explore how a single chime can influence the subtle energy of your environment, why placement matters more than possession, and how ancient teachings align with modern insights. You will hear stories of real people who witnessed profound changes after welcoming this little instrument into their lives, and you will learn the hidden mistakes that could turn its blessing into disturbance. So, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you may see your home, and even your own life energy, in a way you never have before. Sometimes, the secret to unlocking fortune is not found in distant mountains or grand temples, but right outside your own doorway, hanging quietly in the breeze. Part 2. The Dharma of Sound and Energy. Why does a wind chime matter at all? The original Feng Shui teaching says, every sound carries vibration, and every vibration moves energy. That much is true. But to stop there would be too shallow. To truly understand, we must look at sound not only as pleasant noise, but as a force that touches both the visible and invisible worlds. In Buddhist practice, sound is a doorway. When monks strike the great bell at dawn, the note is not meant to entertain, it awakens. It dissolves the fog of wandering thoughts and calls the mind back to clarity. The Buddha himself compared words of truth to a lion's roar, a vibration that echoes beyond distance and time. This is the deeper layer hidden within the humble wind chime. Each note is a reminder that the universe responds to vibration, and our own minds resonate with it. Modern science, surprisingly, has begun to affirm this ancient view. Studies in neuroscience show that sound frequencies alter brainwaves. The gentle rhythm of chimes can guide the brain into calmer states, lowering stress and sharpening focus. Psychologists call this entrainment the mind syncing itself with external rhythm. What ancient monks called purification, modern science names relaxation response. The language differs, but the truth is the same. Sound transforms consciousness. Think also of daily life. A single song can change your mood. A sharp word can wound the heart. A soft voice can heal. If words and music can alter your day, why not the soft, persistent whisper of a wind chime at your doorway? The Dharma teaches us that all things are interdependent. A vibration that stirs the air also stirs the heart. When the air flows smoothly, so does energy. When the heart is clear, so is fortune. Thus, a wind chime is not merely decoration, it is a subtle teacher. It reminds us to remain in harmony with change, to breathe with the rhythm of the world, to see that abundance is not forced but invited, like wind moving freely through an open window. So when we speak of wealth and luck flowing with a chime, it is not magic, it is alignment. Alignment between your intention, your environment, and the living breath of the universe itself. Part 3, A Journey Through History. The transcript reminds us briefly, wind chimes were never mere decorations. In temples, bells were placed high to awaken consciousness and stir invisible realms. That is the seed of truth we keep. But the history of wind chimes stretches far wider, crossing continents and cultures, each assigning them a sacred purpose. In ancient China, the first wind chimes, called fengling, were cast from bronze. They were hung in palaces and pagodas not just for beauty, but to guard against misfortune. Every strike of the wind was believed to scatter wandering spirits and protect the emperor's household. Taoist practitioners saw them as instruments of balance, yin and yang dancing together in the invisible. Travel east to Japan, and you will find the foreign. These glass chimes, painted with summer motifs, were not only charming but deeply spiritual. They were thought to carry away illness during hot months, letting each clear note dissolve heavy energies. Even today, when you hear dozens of foreign in a Shinto shrine, it feels as though the air itself is purified. Meanwhile, in the West, bells carried similar meaning. In medieval Europe, small chimes were hung on doors and stables to ward off evil spirits. Church bells were rung not only to mark time but to push back darkness. Though cultures never met, the intuition was the same. Sound is a shield, a purifier, a messenger between heaven and earth. What fascinates me most is how universal this symbol became. Whether in a Buddhist monastery, a Shinto temple, or a Catholic cathedral, humanity has always trusted sound to cleanse space and call in blessings. This is not superstition, it is a deep recognition that vibration is the language of life itself. So when you hang a wind chime today, you are not just following Feng Shui tips from a modern book. You are stepping into a timeless human tradition. You are connecting with the same wisdom that guided monks, priests, and sages for millennia. Each note that rings at your window is not only for you, it is an echo of countless generations who believe that harmony begins with sound. Part 4, Where to Hang for True Prosperity. You may already own a wind chime, or perhaps you're considering buying one after hearing about its power. But here's the real secret. The blessing is not in the object itself, it's in where you place it. A chime hung in the wrong corner is little more than decoration, but in the right place, it becomes a living instrument that breathes harmony into your home. Feng Shui calls this principle directing the flow of qi. Buddhists might call it cultivating the right conditions for merit to ripen. Either way, it means the same thing. Energy moves according to where we guide it. Just as water flows toward the path we carve, fortune follows the currents we create. So where should a wind chime go if you truly want abundance to settle in your life? Let us walk through the key places, each with its own hidden symbolism and subtle power. The main entrance, gateway of energy. If there is one place where a wind chime can make the greatest difference, it is at the main entrance of your home. In Feng Shui, the doorway is often called the mouth of energy, the point where the house takes its very breath. Every visitor, every breeze, every vibration of fortune enters through this threshold. When a wind chime hangs here, it acts like a gentle guardian. Each note becomes a breath of fresh life, drawing in prosperity while filtering away tension, quarrels, and unseen negativity. Think of it as the inhale and exhale of your living space. With every soft ring, The house inhales abundance and exhales stagnation. I once visited a family who always felt drained the moment they stepped through their own door. They tried redecorating, changing colors, even rearranging furniture, yet nothing shifted. Only when they placed a simple metal chime high on the doorframe did the atmosphere lighten. It was as if the home itself began to breathe again, filling with warmth and clarity. The entrance is also where outside forces can collide with your inner peace. If your doorway faces a busy road, a tall structure, or even another door directly across, the chime becomes more than ornament, it is protection. Its clear tone transforms rushing, chaotic energy into something gentle and supportive, creating a welcome path for fortune to enter. So every time you hear it sing as you open the door, remember, your home is alive, and the chime is its song of renewal. Balcony and windows, channels of light and air. If the front door is the mouth of the house, then balconies and windows are like its lungs. They draw in sunlight, air, and movement, the vital elements that keep energy alive. Hanging a wind chime in these places is like giving your home a fresh breath each day. In modern apartments and city homes, balconies often serve as the only direct contact with nature. A chime here does more than make a pleasant sound. It filters the mixture of outside energies, allowing only the light and vibrant currents to enter. The gentle tone creates a rhythm that balances what flows into your space, turning noise into harmony. I remember visiting a friend who lived in a crowded urban block, surrounded by concrete and constant traffic. Her small balcony held a bamboo wind chime. Each time the wind stirred, the soft wooden notes made the chaos outside feel distant, as though her home was wrapped in a protective melody. Windows, too, can carry this effect. Placing a chime at the upper frame allows the natural breeze to awaken movement, preventing the atmosphere from growing heavy or dull. Paired with plants or flowers, the chime unites air, wood, and sound into a quiet symphony, lifting the mood of everyone inside. Through these openings, your home learns to breathe, and with each note, prosperity breathes with it. The western direction, protection and children's joy. The west of the home carries the energy of the metal element, strength, clarity, and protection. In Feng Shui, this area is especially tied to children, creativity, and the continuation of family lineage. A wind chime placed here does more than decorate, it becomes a gentle shield and a source of inspiration. Metal chimes, with their bright and resonant tones, are perfect for this direction. Each note is like a silver thread weaving protection around the younger ones in the household. Children are sensitive to energy. When the space around them feels heavy or unsettled, they may grow restless, fall ill more easily, or struggle with focus. The clear sound of a wind chime can lift that heaviness, creating an atmosphere where they feel safe, joyful, and inspired to learn. I once spoke with a teacher who hung a small chime in the west corner of her classroom. She told me it wasn't only for beauty, it kept the atmosphere light and made the children more attentive. In her words, it felt like the sound reminded them that learning can be playful. In your own home, the same principle applies. The west becomes not just a direction on a compass, but a cradle of protection, where each chime rings like a blessing for growth, laughter, and new ideas. The eastern direction, health and new beginnings. The east is the place where the sun first rises, bringing with it the promise of a new day. In Feng Shui, this direction is linked to family harmony, vitality, and the energy of fresh starts. Placing a wind chime here invites the same qualities into your life: health, renewal, and the courage to begin again. Wooden or bamboo chimes are especially powerful in this sector, as their natural tones echo the energy of trees stretching upward toward light. Each note acts like the voice of spring, reminding us that growth is possible no matter how harsh the winter has been. I recall a young couple I once counseled who felt stuck in their lives. They longed for change but couldn't find momentum. When they placed a simple bamboo chime on their eastern porch, something shifted. They later shared that it felt as though the house itself encouraged them to move forward. Within months, they began a new business together with renewed energy. The East reminds us that beginnings are not reserved for youth. Each sunrise, each gentle chime, is an invitation to start anew, whether in health, in work, or in relationships. When the chime rings here, it carries with it the quiet assurance, life is ready to bloom again. The northern direction, career and life path. In Feng Shui, the north of the home governs career, reputation, and the journey of one's life path. It is connected with the water element, always moving, always flowing. Just like a river that must stay clear to nourish the land, your professional life flourishes when energy in this area remains open and vibrant. A wind chime here serves as a reminder that progress should never stagnate. Its resonance symbolizes continuous movement, urging you to keep advancing, even when challenges appear. Metal chimes with a strong, steady tone are especially suitable, their clear notes resembling the ripple of water against stone, gentle, yet persistent. I once guided a young professional who felt her career had stalled. She hung a silver chime in the north corner of her study, just above the window where a breeze often passed. Within weeks, she noticed subtle changes, greater focus, renewed motivation, and even unexpected recognition from her employer. It was as though the chime whispered, "Keep moving forward, the current will carry you." The north reminds us that careers, like rivers, need both direction and flow. When the chime sings here, it is more than sound, it is encouragement, helping you navigate obstacles and reminding you that success comes not from rushing, but from steady forward movement. As you can see, where you place a wind chime is far more than a matter of design, it is a dialogue with the energy of your home. At the entrance, it welcomes blessings. On a balcony or window, it helps your house breathe. In the West, it nurtures children and creativity. In the East, it renews health and fresh beginnings. And in the North, it guides careers and life's direction. Each location mirrors a dimension of our own journey, breath, growth, protection, renewal, and progress. When the chime rings, it is not only moving the air, it is moving your life forward. But the story does not end here. A wind chime, placed with care, can create real transformation in people's lives. And in the next part, I will share powerful stories of change, examples of how this humble object helped shift homes, hearts, and destinies. Part 5, A Story of Transformation. Several years ago, I met a man named Daniel, a small business owner who had built his company from the ground up. At first, his career blossomed, contracts flowed in, clients praised his work, and the office buzzed with energy. But over time, things began to slow. Deals were delayed, employees seemed restless, and Daniel himself felt a weight he couldn't quite explain. He confessed to me one evening, "I work harder than ever, yet the more I push, the more stuck everything feels." When I visited his office, I noticed something immediately. The northern side of his workspace, the direction linked to career and life path in Feng Shui, was dark and lifeless. A heavy cabinet blocked the only window, leaving no flow of air or light. The energy felt suffocated, as though a river had been dammed. I suggested a small change: move the cabinet, open the window, and hang a metal wind chime where the breeze could reach it. Daniel laughed at first. How could something so simple make a difference? Yet, he agreed to try. A week later, he called me. "I don't know what's happening, but my office feels lighter. My team is in better spirits, and yesterday an old client returned with a new project." Over the next months, Daniel noticed more than business improvements. His own stress softened. He described how the sound of the chime, clear and steady, reminded him each morning that energy must flow, and so must he. Instead of forcing outcomes, he began aligning his actions with the natural rhythm of work and rest. In time, his company regained momentum. But more importantly, Daniel regained peace. The chime became more than decoration, it was a daily teacher. Each note whispered the same truth found in Buddhist teachings. When we release grasping and allow energy to move freely, abundance follows naturally. Daniel's story is not about magic. It is about awareness. The wind chime did not create clients out of thin air. It created a shift in energy, both in the space and in his own mind. By opening a window, by letting sound and air move again, he remembered that wealth is not only money, it is clarity, harmony, and the courage to flow with life. Part 6. The Ritual of Activation. Owning a wind chime and even placing it in the right spot is not the end of the journey. The ancient masters always emphasized one final, vital step: activation. The transcript reminds us briefly: cleanse the chime, purify the space, and set your intention. Simple enough. But why is this step so important? In Buddhism, no object carries power by itself. A mala is just beads until it is used in practice. A bell is only metal until it rings with mindful awareness. In the same way, a wind chime is silent decoration until it is given a purpose. Activation is that sacred moment when your energy and the object's form are joined. One beautiful method is to wash the chime with cool water or herbal infusion, drying it gently. This washing is not about physical dirt. It symbolizes removing past vibrations, clearing space for new beginnings. Many also light incense or sandalwood, allowing the smoke to drift around the chime. The fragrance acts as an offering, bridging the material and spiritual worlds. But the heart of the ritual is intention. Hold the chime in your hands, breathe slowly, and speak from the heart. You don't need elaborate words. Even a simple affirmation, "May this chime bring harmony and prosperity into my home," becomes powerful if spoken with sincerity. The Buddha often taught, the mind is the forerunner of all things. Intention is what transforms an object into a living ally. I often tell students to activate a chime at sunrise, the full moon, or simply a day when the heart feels calm. These moments align with renewal. If you feel scattered or exhausted, wait, because your state of mind imprints itself into the ritual. When activated with clarity, every note the chime produces is no longer random sound. It becomes a mantra, a whispered blessing. Each ring is a reminder of your intention echoing through space, returning to you with the rhythm of the wind. So remember, the ritual is not superstition. It is mindfulness in action. It is your chance to infuse an object with compassion, hope, and purpose, turning something small into a constant teacher of presence and flow. Part 7. The Taboos You Must Avoid. Wind chimes can be blessings, but like every spiritual tool, they can also disturb energy when misused. The transcript warns us, avoid placing them in bathrooms, bedrooms, or kitchens. Don't hang them where no wind passes, never use broken ones, and don't crowd your house with too many. These are the core cautions. Let's go deeper into why. The bathroom, for instance, is a space filled with stagnant, yin energy. A chime here does not purify, it amplifies what is already heavy, circulating it through the home. It is like stirring murky water instead of clearing it. Bedrooms are meant to be places of stillness. Even the softest sound can unconsciously agitate the nervous system, leaving one restless or emotionally unsettled. A chime in this space turns gentle vibration into subtle tension. The kitchen, too, holds a special balance. It is the heart of nourishment, carrying the fire element. Introducing the wrong vibration here creates conflict, like clashing flavors in a meal. Energy that should support warmth and unity instead becomes unstable, sometimes even leading to arguments or financial disharmony. Another subtle mistake is hanging chimes where no wind reaches them. Without movement, they become lifeless ornaments, symbolizing blocked energy. This can unconsciously mirror into life as stagnation, goals that do not progress, projects that stall, motivation that dries up. And perhaps the most overlooked taboo, keeping a broken chime. Many think, it still rings, so it's fine. But a missing piece or tangled string produces distorted vibrations, much like a dissonant instrument. This imbalance seeps into the atmosphere, creating irritability or confusion in daily life. Lastly, excess is as dangerous as neglect. Filling every corner with chimes does not multiply blessings, it scatters them. Energy becomes chaotic, like too many instruments playing out of tune. Feng Shui, like the Dharma, teaches balance, the right tool in the right place, guided by mindful intention. So the lesson is clear, treat the wind chime with respect. Know where not to place it, keep it whole, and use it with moderation. In that balance, it ceases to be noise and becomes wisdom in sound. By now, it is clear that the wind chime is more than a decorative object. The transcript reminded us briefly, a small tool, when placed with awareness, can transform the flow of energy. But the deeper lesson is not about the chime itself, it is about how we relate to the unseen movements of life. In Buddhist teaching, the external world mirrors the internal mind. A cluttered, stagnant space often reflects a restless or clouded heart. When we clear space, set intention, and allow sound to flow, we are also training the mind to become open, balanced, and receptive. The chime, then, becomes a teacher. Each note is a reminder of impermanence, appearing, resonating, fading, just like our own thoughts. It whispers, nothing is fixed, everything is movement, and fortune comes when we align ourselves with that flow. Wealth, too, is redefined here. It is not only money or possessions but also harmony in relationships, clarity in decisions, and peace in daily life. A chime that steadies the home is already attracting wealth in its most essential form, the wealth of well-being. So, the next time the wind stirs your chime, pause. Listen. Let it remind you that prosperity is not forced, it is invited. Let it be a call to live with awareness, to align your environment with your heart, and to trust that when energy flows, blessings follow. If this teaching has resonated with you, take a moment to write a positive affirmation in the comments. Something as simple as, I open the door to prosperity, or I attract peace and abundance. What you write plants a seed, both for yourself and for the community we are building here. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and turn on the notification bell. Together, let us continue exploring the ancient wisdom that can transform not only our homes, but our lives, one mindful sound at a time.